Hey everyone, and welcome back to Eye Opener Society, and welcome back to another one of my solo episodes. Again, I've been working with Lizzie. We've been in contact, but like I said, a lot of times her schedule and the 2 hour difference and everything that she has going on, along with everything that I have going on, gets a little difficult for us to get together all the time. But I am so committed to this podcast. I want to make sure every Monday I get to you one of our full length episodes. Um, Anyway, really quick, I wanted to give a shout out to Luna and Soul Inc. That's LUNA and SOL. Luna and Soul Inc. tattoo artist Alexis did a fantastic job on my work that I had done recently. They are out of York City, Pennsylvania. So if you are in the York area of Pennsylvania or anywhere close, check them out. Luna and Soul Inc. I am really hectic lately, and it's not just Lizzie this time, it is me as well. I am going to make the announcement because everything has been signed. I am going to be moving. I'm moving out of this small apartment, moving into a home, and I am moving back in with my stepdaughter, Hannah, whom, as you know, we used to do this podcast together all the time. And she now has her own podcast called Hannah's Unrealistic Desires. Now, she has only put out one test episode, and she's been extremely hectic. But with us all getting underneath that same roof again, there's going to be a couple things. One, I can help work with her and getting her podcast out there a lot more. Two, Eye Opener Society is going to have a permanent studio again. As you know, for those of you who've been following Eye Opener Society for such a long time, you will know that I always enjoyed the studio that Hannah and I had at the time. And when I lost that, it was very difficult because whenever I record these episodes, I got to set up a lot of stuff and then I got to break it all down and put it into a bag and so on and so forth. So if I get this impromptu need to record an episode, I want to get it out, but I got to do so much. So this is going to make life so much easier. But of course, the headaches of moving and all of that nonsense, and the spending of all the money and that, yeah, that's, is what's taking up a lot of my time alongside of work. I'm trying to balance life alongside this podcast too, as well. So looking forward sometime mid-January, so which would be great. It'll be the new year, a new birth for Eye Opener Society. Again, I can bring some greater shows for you. I can really focus on them a little bit more. I can just sit in my little meditative space again and record whenever I need to. And Lizzie's always been fantastic. I want to also let everybody know too, Hannah Rose from The Sound Within, she's been an extreme help as well. And I am looking forward to getting a lot more from her. And we're working on getting some more podcasters too, as well. I have a few in the works. Maybe by the time you're listening to this, I already have them introduced or whatever. But yeah, I'm working on a couple more so that they can either stand in as a host or they'll be hosting their own shows too, as well. Now, I know I have been kind of hinting at some stuff, but I've been focusing a lot more on dreams that I've been having. I've been focusing in a lot more on the meditative part of that too, as well. Because a lot of times, if I have these dreams or visions or a taste of reality, whatever it may be, I like to sit right after that and meditate and try to get myself back into that spot so I can find the signs and symbols that have been given to me. And I've seen a lot more things that have been so much more clearer to me. The clarity in my life now is really, it's opened my eyes a lot more based on these visions and stuff like that. Um, Now, I'm not revealing too much simply because I don't know. This episode here, I'm not sure if it is before or after the one I decide to put up with Lizzie where I spoke about it. But for you, the audience, record your dreams. Sometimes they're not really dreams at all. Sometimes they are reality, and things really do happen to you when you sleep. I'm a firm believer that dreams is really your soul being released from your body kind of like astral projection. And you're going to the places that the soul is so familiar with. And you're traveling through dimensions and you're going different places and you can do things that you cannot do in this 3D world. Now, sometimes it could be very frightening. And I know I've had some frightening things too presented to me as well. But I can speak very clearly now and very confidently on these things. So that's my words to you. I want you, the audience, to journal your dreams. Find all those symbols that are in there. Find all of those thoughts. Record as much as you can. Remember. And then once you do that, sit and meditate and try and get yourself back into that moment that you were and find the lost pieces that you were looking for. So, like I said, this here episode is kind of up in the air. I just recorded it because, like I said, I wanted to get something out, but I'm not sure at the time of this recording when it's actually going to be released. So, I don't know where it sits between my talk with Lizzie and these dreams. So, let me do this. Let me give you something completely different. I done a TikTok short, and it was about acting. And I spoke about how us as human beings going to work, acting, putting on that mask, being whoever the script is calling for. You could be so good at it. You could be the best. You could change from action to comedy to drama to whatever it is because you are such a great performer. Because really, we have learned how to become performers in everyday, day to day life. And we forget that. But we are the best at what we do. And we look out at the audience. And that's the difference. It's the audience that we are performing for. That audience can give you standing ovations. They can scream and cheer and throw roses on the stage. And then there's times when the audience is disinterested in you. Some of them may get up and leave mid-performance. And then sometimes they will cry when you're giving your most emotional performance. They are your audience. But at some point, while you're working up there on stage, alongside of your supporting cast, your wardrobe people, your makeup people, the sound, the lighting crews, and you're up there performing and you're giving the greatest performance you thought you ever given. But right before intermission, all of a sudden, you're looking at your audience and you see something unusual. You suddenly realize that every single person in that audience is performing themselves. And they have an audience in front of them. And they have supporting casts and lighting and makeup crews and wardrobes and everything else. And it's happening simultaneously as you're giving your performance. And when you look around you and your supporting cast, they are performing as well in front of their audience with all of their supporting cast. This is one big realization as it's all going on at the same time. Everyone is performing. So after your show, when you felt good about giving that performance, when you're walking off of the stage and you're exiting stage left, you're going to walk by a curtain. And that curtain has always been there, but this is the first time you look behind it. And what is revealed behind that curtain is just one person standing behind there, pulling all the strings, making everything happen. And that is the moment that you realize you just had a spiritual awakening. Your soul was just lit up. That flipped that switch and made you realize there's so much more to the world. And then you realize that the greatest performance that you can ever give are the ones where there are no audience and there is no supporting cast. It just comes to you naturally. That is the essence of a soul awakening. And that is the core of meditation. So I want everyone to think about that. And I want you to absorb that and take that all in. And I want you to go out there and experience that moment. You may have to put on a lot of plays before it happens, but I wish each and every one of you that's listening can have that awakening moment. And when you do, I wish you all of the peace that it brings. And for those of you who have already experienced it, because I know some of you have, as a collective, keep pushing that message forward to everyone. We as a collective have that responsibility to let everyone know exactly how beautiful things can be when we understand when our ego is in check and we're able to put on that performance without that audience, that we've come to realize that there is something much deeper. So, my audience, I will leave you with that. And I want to appreciate, I do appreciate everybody for tuning in again. You're all such amazing people. Don't forget, we have so much going on. I've been recording a lot of shorter episodes. I hope you've been enjoying those. I'm just kind of sprinkling them around here and there to fill some space, to get some more listeners, or for just people that just want to hear something much quicker. So they're all out there, and I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you're still enjoying these Monday shows. We'll be back. We'll be back with Lizzie. We'll hopefully be back with Elaine Arcane's Oracle if she gets some time to do some of her stuff. Sunset Child's out there podcast. I know I'm going to have her on too as well. Ann Lund's Haunted and Waiting. I'm hoping she finds some time to record some new material. I'm really looking forward to that as well. And don't forget Hannah Rose, as she brings us The Sound Within, another fantastic podcast that I just can't get over. I adore that girl. I adore Lizzie as well. I miss you both. And I'll be talking to everybody really soon.